Time for rock news on 101.1 WJRR, Orlando's rock station. Let's check in with Lynch and Taco and see which rockers are making the headlines for all the right and wrong reasons. 101.1 WJRR.
All right, before we get into rock news, which we'll start off with some Metallica-related news, seeing as we just heard from Metallica. Keyword, first one of the day for Rock the Bank, just went out about 20 minutes ago. You still have another half hour or so to enter to try to win $1,000 at WJRR.com.
It was Check, C-H-E-C-K. Enter that at the website. You could win $1,000, just like Sharon from DeLand won here on JRR.
And then leave it on JRR all day with whatever you got going on and listen for those keywords. They'll always air right around 5 past the hour, straight through until tonight with Klinger at 9:05. And you can enter every hour. All right, so Metallica played their first show of the year Saturday night in Syracuse, New York. The first time the band has played Syracuse in almost 30 years.
That's insane.
Hard to believe they've missed Syracuse so many times.
Pat was telling me that yesterday. I said, come again?
And the Metallica fans showed up in mass to JL Carrier's Dome, formerly the Carrier Dome there on the campus of Syracuse University. Record attendance for any event ever held at the stadium.
And I want to point out the second thing that Lynch said to me yesterday. He said, we all take it for granted being in Central Florida of how much we've got to see Metallica. Or
just shows in general. Most of them are at least coming, at the very least, to Tampa.
Yeah.
Which we bitch and complain about having to drive there. But, if we really want to see a show, most tours do come through here. You could be in some other part of the country where it may not be the case. So congrats, and I'm glad the fans for the band got to see a great show on Saturday night. That is something new Metallica is doing this year on the M72 tour. Some one-offs in certain cities as opposed to the bookend weekend, no repeat weekend. They're still doing those, but there are some additional stops where it's just one show on weekends. Update on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame vote is now over as far as the fan vote goes. The top finishers, Fish was at top from right out of the gates. Bad Company finished at number 2 in the fan vote. Billy Idol at 3. Cyndi Lauper 4. Joe Cocker skipped over Soundgarden. Joe Cocker lands at 5, and Soundgarden drops to number 6 in the fan vote of the 14 artists nominated. Who will actually go in? We will find out Sunday evening as the inductees will be announced during American Idol on Sunday evening.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that's where you'll find that out. Well, that was short-lived. Zach Starkey, who is the son of Ringo Starr. Zach has been the drummer for The Who for many, many years at this point. He was abruptly fired last week because of a situation that I guess Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey are now saying was misunderstood. He's been kind of reinventing his drumming style, and I guess Pete and Roger were kind of taken back during a performance, and they felt like they were out of sync, so they dismissed him. That was the story. But no, he's not fired. He's back in, and they've cleared up the communication issue they were having where they just, hey, Zach, if you want to noodle around and try new styles, basically I think what they're saying is do that on your time.
Yeah, please don't do it when we're out on tour. Or
we're doing somewhat a rare show at this point. So that's what that was all about.
So, Zach, come on back, bud. And they have a great point. But maybe not fire him. Maybe just figure that out and tell him that.
Right. It does look like Faith No More is no more. And drummer Mike Borden pinned it solely on Mike Patton, who seems happy to tour with his other band, Mr. Bungle, even though, as Borden points out, the guys in Faith No More supported Patton at a time when he wasn't up to touring. 4 years ago. Remember, he went through the mental stuff, and Faith No More canceled the entire 2021 tour on the eve of the first date to be there for him and let him work through it. Now he's back and performing again, and it's like not giving the guys in Faith No More the time of day.
That's not cool.
Seems kind of odd.
That's being a bungle.
Yeah. Alice Cooper reuniting with the surviving members of his original band for a new album called The Revenge of Alice Cooper, set to be released on July 25th. The album features all 4 surviving members, includes a special appearance by the late guitarist Glenn Buxton. First single, Black Mamba, will be available today. So that's kind of cool. Alice Cooper getting back to his roots with his original bandmates. Spring cleaning. Former REO Speedwagon singer Kevin Cronin was doing some spring cleaning, came across an unopened package that had a return address from Nashville. He opened it up. Inside was a gold record for Dolly Parton's 2023 album Rockstar, which contains her duet with Cronin for REO's Keep On Lovin' You.
Oh, okay.
He says, wow, having a legend like Dolly Parton choose to record a song you have written is unbelievable. And the two had worked together earlier in both of their careers. They did Time for Me to Fly for her white limousine in 1989. But he said that being asked to sing a duet was totally surreal. What else we got happening here? Green Day surprised hardcore fans in between dates of their second headlining Coachella set over the weekend.
What did they say? We love America now?
No, they did not. Okay. That would be quite the surprise. They showed up at a small club and played a 31-song covers set as their alter egos, the covers. So the fans that were in the know were in the right place at the right time and were able to catch them, doing a bunch of cover tunes. The cover-ups is what they go by as their alter ego. Sammy Hagar, he talked about this a few years ago when he said he had a dream featuring Eddie Van Halen, who showed him a new lick. Mm-hmm. Well, Sammy has now converted that dream into a new song that will be released on Friday called Encore, Thank You, Good Night. That'll be released on Friday. Hagar will be joined by 3/4 of the Best of All Worlds band, Joe Satriani, Michael Anthony, and Kenny Aronoff. So that'll be out on Friday. See what that's
pretty cool.
If you watched WrestleMania over the weekend, you might have caught a glimpse of Slayer's Kerry King, who performed Damian Priest ring music as he walked out. There's Kerry just wailing away.
Slaying it.
Damian Priest comes out. That was kind of cool. Guys at Slayer, big wrestling fans. They always have been.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I know for a while,
there were so many stars at wrestling. I know there always are, but at this WrestleMania, a ton.
I'm almost positive for a while. This is back when it was WWE Attitude Day era, when it was like really hardcore. I believe the guys in Slayer were so into wrestling, they would not do concerts on Monday nights when Monday Night Raw was on.
Wow.
So that's kind of cool. And certainly, last but not least, by any stretch of the imagination, Tampa's own Sabotage. Love that band. Have always loved what they were all about. They haven't performed in nearly 10 years. They did on Saturday at the Monsters of Rock Festival in Brazil. Notably not there was John Olivia, who, is missing from the lineup, but still very much part of the band. He is just dealing with a myriad of health issues. Talked about it, a T7 vertebrae fracture in 3 places. Severe injury has left him in a wheelchair. He's also been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and Meniere's disease, which have further complicated his health. He's still involved with the band, supports the band, and is stoked to see them out there as they will be performing a series of shows over the next couple of months.
Good luck in the healing process, man. That sounded like as you said, a myriad of stuff. Wow.
That's some of your rock news for this week.
Follow